In my opinion, gold and silver is a great place to store your wealth. I put my money where my mouth is. I've grown a stack of over 200 ounces of silver and almost 2 ounces of gold in a little over a year now. I did a ton of research before I started purchasing, and looking back, I couldn't be happier with my decisions. And yes, I plan on stacking hard for the next couple years. Every once in a while, I'll see comments in my videos stating reasons why you should not stack precious metals, or how that other financial vehicles could be a better choice. Let's talk about why you may not want to stack precious metals. Let's get into it. The first reason I want to bring up is debt. Not just any debt, because some debt can be good, some debt can actually make you money. The debt I'm talking about is consumer debt. If you have a mortgage on a home and you're renting it out, that type of debt can be very beneficial for you. But if you're taking out a credit card to go get luxury items, chances are that debt comes with a lot of interest. Unless you know you're disciplined with money, I would be very wary of getting a credit card. And I definitely would not recommend getting a credit card if you want to purchase precious metals. I don't want to get too far off topic here, but gold and silver is a long-term game. There is no get rich quick with precious metals. It's important to mention that because your gains from precious metals will be overshadowed by the interest on your consumer debt. A good rule of thumb is to pay off your debt before you start stacking. Of course, there's always exceptions, and it's your money, but this is good practice if you want to get into precious metals. The second reason you may not want to stack does piggyback off of the first reason. So reason number 2, make sure you have a sufficient savings in case you run into a financial hardship. Of course, being completely prepared is next to impossible, but having a couple months worth of expenses and savings could mean the difference between selling your stack and saving it. Personally, I like to save money in 3 different ways. I like to save money in my bank account, in cash, and in precious metals. The only thing is, I'm not going to be able to pay my car insurance with precious metals, so a sufficient savings account comes first. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment below with how much savings you think is appropriate before you start stacking. So before we get into the third reason of this video, I want to give you guys a reminder to drop down and freeze that like button. Clicking that like button is the best way to show me that I'm doing a good job and that you're enjoying this message, so thank you for doing that. Alright, and the third reason that you may not want to stack precious metals is storage and safety. Stacking gold and silver comes with an inherent responsibility. Now, you can outsource this responsibility and keep it at a bank in a safety deposit box, and I know some gold and silver companies offer storage, but I'm betting the vast majority of you guys are going to keep your metals at your home. It's important to consider everything from theft to fire and even transportation. Having a safe full of silver sounds really cool until you have to move it. Compared to something like dollars, precious metals can be a little bit more cumbersome than it seems at first glance. Misplacing a debit card can be resolved easily. And if someone starts spending on one of your credit cards, that can be forgiven. But if you misplace an ounce of gold, that is a huge, unfortunate problem. It's never a good idea to just leave gold and silver laying around. Here are a couple tips that I use that help me store and keep my precious metal stacks safe. These tips are simple to employ and they have served me well. The first one is, I am very organized. I know where every ounce is, literally. And I have every receipt for every purchase that I've made in precious metals, so I know exactly how much I've spent and when it was purchased. Being organized eliminates confusion. It helps me keep an eye on what I have, so I can stay focused on my stacking goals. Keeping all my receipts may be a little overkill, but what can I say, I'm a nerd. My second tip for you guys goes hand in hand with organization. I strongly suggest you keep a very specific account of what you do have, and the quantities. As silly as it sounds, there was one point where I couldn't remember if I had 5 or 6 10-ounce sunshine bars. All I had to do was go to my ledger, and that matter was settled, and I had total peace of mind. So there you have it, you can take those 2 tips to the bank. I am a huge supporter of precious metals. I honestly think that everybody should have some. Even if it's just a little stack, I think you should have some. Being involved with the precious metals community has taught me a lot about the current state of money, and the economy for that matter. And beyond that, it's just a great way to save. So this video is not designed to discourage anybody from stacking. As a matter of fact, my hope is that you guys will take this information and use it to your advantage to help grow your stack and do it the best way you possibly can. This video was all about reasons why not to stack. Now, check out this video where I share reasons why this is the best time to invest in gold and silver. I'll see you there.